Okay, episode 3 of season 2. I forgot what this episode was called. I'm not gonna go look it up online because honestly, I don't care. I really don't. I was kinda looking forward to this episode, being that it was a Styx focused episode. Thought maybe it could potentially lead to some funny things. Oh god, how I was wrong. I mean, the first 2 episodes had like one good joke, but this was just so fucking boring. And I mean, really boring. Like, okay, so the plot of this episode is there's something wrong with the water. So Styx goes out to figure out what's causing it, I guess, or something like that. And she becomes a news reporter, and then she just stops being a news reporter at the end. It's kind of weird. And also really boring because none of the characters in here are interesting in any way. Styx isn't interesting. The Hawk guy isn't interesting. The 2 idiots from the TV station aren't interesting. And in fact, one of them likes to overemphasize words, which is very annoying, by the way. And I hate that. I think Sonic X did that as well. I wouldn't know since I'm not going to rewatch Sonic X for like the 4th time in a row. So this is mainly a Styx focused episode. Knuckles doesn't have one line, thank God. And he's only in there for one scene where he just stands there doing absolutely nothing. Sonic was tolerable in this episode since he had like 2 lines, probably. And Amy is... I actually think she only had like... She was in like 2 scenes, talked in one of the scenes, and was pretty boring in that one scene. And Tails was also... Tails, I guess, was like the secondary protagonist of this episode. Because he was definitely in it for about as long as Styx was. Almost as long as Styx was. He had like the second most amount of screen time at least. But yeah. And he didn't really do anything interesting either. I don't know, this episode is really goddamn boring. And it also had a pretty terrible, disgusting joke in it that I'm just not going to talk about. And odds are you know what the joke is if you've seen the episode. If you haven't seen the episode, don't watch the episode because it is incredibly boring. And I cannot stress that enough. It's not stupidly terrible like the other 2, but it's so goddamn boring that I just don't give a shit. And honestly, I didn't really want to make this because there's just really nothing to fucking talk about this goddamn episode. So yeah, see ya. Alright, also, Eggman has this plan to like take the water out of the ocean for something, which affects the water of like everyone else, and it's never really explained or like gone into detail, and it doesn't really make any sense. So that's another little negative that I have against this episode now. Hopefully episode 4 will be better. Hopefully.